Happy Monday, co-creators, and welcome to another edition of Teena Sessions, 365 inspirational quotes with me, your life coach, Teena Jones. How is everyone doing on day number 44? Hope your Monday was wonderful, fantastic, and productive. If it wasn't, put a period on it and begin again. Whether you're new or you're one of my loyal viewers, thank you so much for carving out time each day to spend with me to get your daily dose of inspiration. Well, as you know, it's Monday, healing, and wellness day. And so we're going to kick today's show off speaking about herbal remedies. But before we get started, let's give you the life quote. And it is, the greatest healing therapy is in nature, because nature and I are one. I believe that. You know, I started learning about herbs and the medicinal purposes of herbs years ago, like in 92. My ex-in-laws, I should say, my son's great-grandmother, she had an herbal garden. And she was a herbalist. And I'd never heard of an herbalist. At that time, I was about 20 years old. And I knew nothing about it. And so one day we were visiting her, and I had a stomachache. So she told me to go out there and get a mint leaf and eat that. I thought, okay, Pepto would do, but it intrigued me. So I did it, and I got relief. Another thing she told me back then, I used to have cramps a great deal, menstrual cramps, and Dun Quai was the first herbal product in a pill form that I used. And it really regulated and balanced my hormones. And so from that day forward, I've always been interested in herbs and how we can integrate them into our lives. You know, when I go into a herbal store, it's like a kid in the candy store. When I lived in Dallas, I used to go to Ann's Health Food Store. Oh my God, I love that food store. And Whole Foods is good too, but Ann's had a more hands-on approach. And so if you can find any of the smaller non-chain herbal stores to go to, they can really help you get the herbs that you need for your particular ailment. So what we're going to talk about, I'm going to hit a few of the major ailments that people use herbs for, the kind of herbs to get. But if you really want to get a cocktail of herbs for your lifestyle, then I would strongly recommend that you find an herbal store, a small chain or one store, mom and pop store would be great in your area, because they know so much and they're very knowledgeable and they have that hands-on approach instead of just being a retail clerk. You know what I mean? I mean, when I went to Ann's, there were real herbalists there that knew the combinations of what to put together and what not to put together. So if you are interested in really getting back to your roots and healing your body from the inside out, I would strongly recommend going to one of the smaller herb stores and just start experimenting. You know, you may want to start out with just one or two, like for your skin and nails, just to see what the effect is going to be. Now, I have to let you know, herbs, because it's natural, it takes a lot longer before you start seeing results. Not like, the pharmaceutical drugs, which is synthetic, so, you see results right away. So let me tell you this, if you are taking like blood pressure pills, and you take garlic pills, because that's what I use for my blood pressure, is once you start taking the garlic pills, still take your medicine. Do not take yourself off of your regular meds. Let your doctor do that. And they'll do that if they start seeing a decrease in your blood pressure. But allow your physician to make that call. So once again, it takes herbs a while. So you can't take one or two for 2 weeks and think you're going to see results. This thing is a commitment for at least 60 to 90 days before you start seeing results. Some herbs are different. Some are a little faster, but none of them are like pharmaceutical drugs where you just take it and all of a sudden, voila, you may get, the symptoms relief from it. But there are no side effects too. There are a lot of side effects to pharmaceutical drugs. So, that's a whole nother show. But at any rate, I'm going to go over a few things that you can go to your herbal store and look up these items to help you start your life on the natural path. Does that sound good? All right, so for skin and nails, many of you may already know chamomile is really good. Witch hazel for the skin. Oh my God, it acts as an astringent, so it tightens your skin. And I started using witch hazel years ago. And so I love witch hazel. You can put it on at night. And then in the morning time, put on aloe vera, which is wonderful for your skin. Get aloe vera patches or gel and just put it all over your face. And before you put your makeup on, work wonders. Okay. So witch hazel is really, really good for pimples, blackheads, circles around the eyes. Just get a little cotton, put a little witch hazel on. It's like it comes in like brown, almost like it looks like alcohol. Maybe comes inside of that little case, and then use it like alcohol. Put it on a little cotton ball and just move it all around your face, and it tightens up really nice and gets rid of all the oily. If you're oily, especially like me, it doesn't over dry it, and so be careful. If you already have dry skin, you may not want to use that much of it. Okay, so that's what I recommend for the skin. That's really, really good. And another one that's really great to put in your food. Now, some, herbs, you're not gonna, it's not really good to take it directly, like cinnamon, for instance. If you take a heaping spoon of cinnamon, it can be dangerous. So I would recommend like cinnamon sticks or get the actual pill form, of cinnamon. And cinnamon is really good for lowering your blood sugar. So if you have diabetes or especially diabetes type 2, then you can see a decrease in your numbers if you start utilizing cinnamon in your diet. Okay. When you go to the herb store, they'll tell you how much. All right. And then another great one is ginger. Now I used to put ginger in my smoothies. It's an ugly little thing, but it's really, really, really good. And ginger is for nausea. Like if you have morning sickness, if you're pregnant, or if you're on a ship on vacation on one of those cruise ships, many people use ginger for sickness, nausea, when you're nauseated. I know people do use it when they have chemotherapy. And because I know one of the side effects is nausea. So ginger is good for that as well. So look into ginger. If you have stomach issues and feeling sick from time to time, get that. If you're pregnant, and ask your doctor, of course, but those things are really good to help cut that nauseated feeling. Another good one is holy basil. Okay, this is really for stress, mild to moderate depression. Holy basil, really, really good. Once again, you can chop it up, put it in food. You can get it in pill form, which is what I recommend that you do. And if you're having stress and you've been having it not just one or two times, but it's becoming a pattern, I would strongly recommend mild to moderate depression. Now, not severe. Mild to moderate depression, start integrating holy basil into your life. And if you know of someone that can utilize some of these herbs into their experience too, they may be experiencing stress or experiencing nausea or experiencing some of the things we're going to talk about, encourage them to pick up some herbs. Go pick up some herbs for them, and because people want to get back to nature. They realize that a lot of pharmaceutical drugs have a lot of side effects. So it heals one thing and it tears down something else. So the more that we can kind of go back to nature, go back to our roots, our body will be so much grateful, and it won't have all of the side effects and messing up other things in our body. Okay. Another thing, crushed fresh garlic. If you have blood pressure issues, this is the best thing you can do. Now, I'm going to give you a little asterisk sign on crushed garlic. If you do not like the taste of garlic, or you think the aftertaste is just too bad, you can do it in a pill form. I love the taste of garlic. So from time to time, I get a few cloves, crush them up. I put it in my food, but I can eat it straight. Okay, I know some people cannot do that, but if you got blood pressure issues, fresh garlic cloves are so good for blood pressure. Okay, I cannot emphasize that enough. So fresh clove garlic, I highly recommend it. All right. And of course, St. John's wort. Many people are familiar with that when it comes to mild depression as well. So we went over some of the things you can use for depression, but St. John's wort is another good one. And then valerian is for insomnia. Now, I like to drink teas whenever I'm experiencing insomnia episodes. Chamomile tea. I love lavender tea. And so sipping on that, a few hours, I say about 4 hours before it's time for you to go to sleep. And not a lot because you don't want to get up using the restroom. Teas are like that. They'll go right through you. You'll be up all night using the bathroom. So about 4 to 5 hours before bedtime for you, I would recommend some chamomile or lavender tea. Highly recommend. I love teas anyway. And so that can kind of give you some tips and things you can do to start integrating herbs into your life. Like I said, I've been using them, I guess now for over 20 years. And when different ailments came up, I said, what is the natural way to go? There's always a natural way to go. Just contact your local herbalist and get started on a regimen that works for you. I would even highly recommend starting your own herbal garden. How exciting is that? If you live in an apartment, you may want to get a large pot and start planting like little mint and sage and cilantro and oh my God, you mean the aroma, the beauty of it. Some of them grow pretty tall. So of course, if you can put it in the ground, that's better. But if you can start out, put them in a pot, 1 or 2 plants, oh my goodness, I think you'll fall in love with gardening that way. All right. So that's about herbal remedies, kind of give you a little introduction to that. Go online. There are so many blogs and articles about herbal remedies, and I highly recommend that you go and check it out today. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's session. The affirmation of the day is, I think I have a drum roll in my head. Here it is. I am learning to heal myself from the inside out. I am learning to heal myself from the inside out. All right. Well, that concludes Teena's session on day number 44. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness, we're at day number 44. And so it's time for our guided meditation. So go ahead and do what you normally do to prepare for this relaxation of the mind, body, and the spirit. And if you're ready, I recommend that you take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release, and let go. Once again, take a nice deep breath all the way in. Release and let go. If your eyes are not already closed, go ahead and do that right now. Close your eyes. And each word that I say to you, know that it rings true in your mind, your body, and your spirit. Thank you, God, for this day. I'm learning to heal myself from the inside out. And it feels so good to have this power, knowing that it comes from God. I'm happy and delighted with all the wonderful things that I'm learning about my mind, about my body, and about my spirit. I am on the right path. And it feels so good to know that all is truly well. I anticipate each and every day as I go about living my life. I know that the universe is on my side. Everything is working out for me. Everything is unfolding in divine order. I have an abundance of health, wealth, friends, love, and joy in my life. I rest well knowing that I'm on the right path. I've learned to relax and allow God to be God in my life. And so it is. Thank you all. Have a good night.